Looks like we got the windshield in today. So I'm gonna go ahead and take this thing apart, try to put it together and get a review going. By the way, y'all, this thing is packaged crazy. This is a good thing, all wrapped in this foam, but it stinks like chemicals. All right, y'all, got that big thing open. In the middle here, there's this package. Looks like all the hardware, and definitely got some directions. So that is a good thing. So go ahead and get the windshield part out, show you guys that. All right, got that part out. It's actually nicely packaged in a little sleeve and all this styrofoam. So I'll take it out of here. It's like a smoky black, and I'll show you guys the whole thing. There we go. It looks pretty cool. It's nice and dark. I mean, great. So I'll get this instructions going, see how I get it attached to the Sportster S, and then we'll go on a ride with you to see how well it blocks the wind. But just to let you know, it's not flimsy. This thing is like nice and solid, which I'm pretty impressed by that. So we'll get this thing installed. Maybe I'll do a video on that. It looks like it's pretty easy, and then we'll go for a ride. Stay tuned. Just to let y'all know, this is how short the instructions are. Hopefully it's gonna be easy. Looks like you gotta learn by pictures. And there's the backside. It's definitely not a Sportster S right there. But hopefully it fits. We shall see. Now let me suggest, first thing you should probably do, all the parts are in this bag here. I suggest taking them all out and putting all the ones that are like side by side. Should be 2 of everything except for these little circle thingies, quarter circles. There's 6 of them, but everything else has pairs. So maybe that'll help when putting it all together. All right, y'all, real quick, gonna show you at least the first step I'm taking. The directions are super hard. So you want to make it into this. There's a ball, and that part is going to go right here, okay? But in order to do that, there's these 2 plastic things, and basically you turn them to their side, and, well, sorry, this is hard to do with one hand, but you make them opposite sided like that, and then they fit together like that. And there's just going to be this ball piece that basically you put in there, and then you take the supplied nut and bolt on each side, tighten it down, and you will get this. So I already did one side, and it moves around in there, but it's secure and in place. See it there, and then the bolts on this side, kind of tighten it down. I didn't do it too tight because I didn't want to strip anything. But you basically want that. It's going to go right on here this way. Now this head here is movable, so you can even slide it off and flip it around if it's facing the wrong way. So it's not a big deal if you know which side is which, because you can always move them. So that's the first step, and I'll get going on the next steps. Oh, real quick on the next step. So I suggest laying out all your parts like I do. So to get it on the windshield here, you're gonna use these little tiny screws that came with it. So here's like the blank side. You're gonna concoct this piece together with the ball in it, and then bolt it, and then literally place it on there, and then the screws go right there. They did give this little janky Allen key with the Phillips on the end. I'd suggest, you know, get your own screwdriver, because this is super annoying to work with. But yeah, basically just put it on there, and it'll look like that. So that's the next step. And bam, got this side on too. I suggest the way I did it is the Allen hole part on the outside, those screws on the inside. They made it kind of universal where the bolts go on either side, or the whatever you want to call these things, the hexagons. So I put it on the outside. I also tightened it enough to where I could still maneuver it a little bit. I don't want to go too tight, and because this is plastic, don't want to break anything. And this part I know mounts to basically the contraption for the handlebars. And it looks like they gave 2 of these that are thicker compared to these 2. Or I'm sorry, they gave 4 thicker ones, right? And then there's actually 2 thinner ones, or a set of 4 thinner ones. So I think they did that for maybe different type of bars. So you have more space, but I put the thinner ones on. I'll see if I'll need the thicker ones or not. So we'll get to the bike part next. Just wanted an important thing to note. If you look on the clamp that goes on the bike, there's these little ridges like that. So you want to make sure on your, I guess we'll call it a post here. On the top, I just put the normal, has a slotted hole there. But on the bottom, I don't know how well you can see it, I'm trying to get the camera to focus, but those rivets are right there. So I'm assuming that's on there, because this part right here clamps down, right? Then this secures in here. And those rivets probably help prevent it from spinning around. So it looks like that goes in there. Well, if I can not drop things. It's really hard to do with one hand. So that goes here. The rivets keep it from spinning. And I'm assuming the bolt goes through the top there to tighten the clamp down. And your handlebars obviously are right there. And then you tighten it down. It looks like that's all you got to do to put this thing on. Super easy. It took me about 10 minutes. So there's 0 videos online about this. The instructions are kind of annoying. I just kind of figured it out like a puzzle. So hopefully this helps some of you guys. Here we go. It's going to be the moment of truth. Will it fit? We shall see. Windshield from China. I think it was like 50 or 60 bucks. So here we go. I'm going to try to put it on. We'll see. Don't mind my little ghetto workbench there. All right, y'all. I got her on. I haven't completely tightened her down yet because maybe just got to figure out what kind of angle works best. But suggestion. First put the clamp on the handlebars on each side. That's what I did. And then you can actually just slide the rods in. And when you do it, just hold it in place and you can kind of just hit it with your hand. Kind of move it around. But trying to get it as straight as possible, and then I'm going to tighten everything down. And then we'll go ahead and do a review on it. All right, y'all, this is her all nice and tightened down. The thing with the clamps is you can move them, this way or this way, which brings the height of the shield around. With this particular shield, it is super high, so I'd suggest pointing it downward, kind of let it almost rest on the tail light, and also it'll give it more of a fluid look, like that. I originally had it tightened just to where it was up more, but made it look like a cockatoo. Now it may not be the prettiest thing that you can buy, but again, it was only like 55, 60 bucks, and as long as it functions like it should, I mean, it's not that bad looking, super easy to put on. It probably is high for a lot of people's tastes. I mean, worst case scenario, you could buy it and even cut it down some, make it half of this, but I don't think it's too bad. Cheap, easy to install, and as long as it functions like it should. So we'll go ahead and do a ride review.